So we're back to this again. We are back to this again. Again. It is the year 2026. We are back to this nonsense. The more things change, the more things stay the same. So, Caitlin Clark is subbing in. So basically, this was what Team USA did was they went 5 on, 5 off. Normally, when you're coming onto the floor, you high five the people you're coming on for. That's what you do. You high five people you're coming on for, and then you get ready to play. So it was 5 on, 5 off hockey subs, except Angel had previously been, she had been on the floor because I think was it Kiki that got in foul trouble, but somebody got in foul trouble. Either way, that's kind of relevant. So they ended up doing 4 on, 5 off. And it turned out then that obviously everybody was talking about this like it's the biggest deal in the world. And I'm just sitting there like, this is nothing. So Caitlin Clark, as you can see right here, she comes and she goes and high fives the players that are being subbed off and then turns her head as Angel Reese is trying to high five her. Nothing happens. Like she high fives the last person and just turns her head. So by the time Angel has lifted her hand, Caitlin is not looking. Caitlin is not looking here. So does this look bad? I mean, yeah, especially given the history. Yeah, absolutely. And like people are saying, oh, if the opposite was the case, people would be making a big deal. Yes, they would. Absolutely. People are making a big deal about Angel looking her off and this being like Caitlin's get back for Angel looking her off. At the end of the day, this doesn't mean anything. She just missed. Like, I wish, not that I wish there was more to this, but like, if there was more to this, we would be at least having some sort of justification maybe of what is going on. Because at the end of the day, this right here is a completely irrelevant thing that happened. And neither player, like we saw in the game one, Caitlin Clark, I've never seen Caitlin Clark, and maybe she has, when high-fived the free throw shooter. She ran from the halfway line to high-five Angel. What happened later on in this game? Caitlin hit Angel for 2 potential assists. One, she fucked up a layup. One, Angel passed it up, and then got her with an assist. The ball movement with Caitlin feeding Angel happened after this. And at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter that ball movement stuff happened after this because this is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. And I actually understand people being like, oh, if it was the opposite way, like fans would be going mad. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, they would because it's not basketball. Like to talk. Anyone that's been on the court knows you've missed a high five. Like there was a viral clip of what you call it. There is in amongst Irish basketball circles of one of the like I will say like I'm not going to name the guy, but this is when I was still playing in the top league in Ireland, and I did it as well when it happened to me, and I'm like, thank God nobody clipped it and showed it because there's footage somewhere of me doing this as well. So I'm a young lad sitting on the end of the bench, and a player's obviously high-fiving coming down the end of the bench. Did not get to me. And thank God this one wasn't shown viral. But someone's waiting for the high five. Nothing there. And they just look at them and slap their own hand. Like they slap their own hand in a high five and then just put it down. Like that is a common thing. People miss high fives all the time. Nothing is done about it. But because it's these two specific players, everything's under a microscope. Because it's these two players, absolutely everything's under a microscope. And people are looking at this in whatever way to push whatever BS narratives they want. At the end of the day, do Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese like each other? Probably not. Like, does that make any difference to anyone? No. Like, they probably don't like each other. I'm going to be real here. They probably don't. Do I care? No. Does it matter? No. Like, there are players on basketball teams that don't particularly like each other. Do they have any... Do they hate each other? No. Like, it is just... by the looks of things, it just seems to be a situation where, like, you're just seeing it in general, where neither of them... They're not going to be the best of friends. As far as on the court is concerned, yes, their games complement each other perfectly. Like, we got to be real here. And if you're not trying to argue, like, does her game complement Caitlin Clark more than Leah Boston's? Naturally, yes, but with the version of a Leah Boston that exists right now, no. Like, the version of a Leah Boston that exists right now is, like, could potentially be in 1A, 1B center talks with AJ Wilson soon. Like, that is how good Leah Boston is. That being said, like, we're talking about this like it matters. Like, we've already seen the two of them link up multiple times on the court. We've seen a few times even in the last game where I don't like the way they're playing defense, but it's like whenever USA are switching every single Angel pick and roll with Angel and Caitlin. And like, if Angel really hated Caitlin, what Angel would do is she wouldn't pressure. Like, you can put 50% pressure on a switch and it not really look bad. So like, if you're putting 50% pressure on a switch, no, you're not really going to, like, a normal person's not really going to notice that much. I mean that, like, a fan is not going to notice that much. So like, if Angel really wanted to screw over Caitlin, she would put 50% effort on those switches, allow the guard to make a really easy entry pass into the big, and Caitlin will get killed on the inside. Caitlin will get stuck on an inside guarding a big, and she'll be forced to foul or they'd score on her. Like, if Angel really wanted to spike Caitlin Clark, she would do that. Like, the Angel not giving Caitlin Clark the ball is just lapses in judgment because she's used to playing with Rachel Banham at point guard and taking the ball up. It's as simple as that. It's like Kalia Copper. Like, Kalia Copper not giving the ball to Caitlin Clark is not because is not doing it out of spite for Caitlin Clark. Kalia Copper not passing the ball to Caitlin Clark is because Kalia Copper doesn't pass the ball. Like, not everything is this big deal on either side, and it's every set of fans. Like, not everything is this big deal. A lot of shit is basketball, and this is nothing. This isn't even basketball. This is just nothing. This is just a situation that happens. Like, if you walk past somebody and you're on your phone, you don't notice them, and they say hi, and you're kind of on your phone, you're in a different world, and you just miss it. That situation happens on a fucking a billion times a day. And it's like, if you're on the side of saying hi to someone and they're sitting there on their phone, they just genuinely are in a different world and don't acknowledge you. You're on the side being like, oh, they're ignoring me. And the reality is they might not have just seen it, which is what happened here. Everybody is looking for the latest scoop. Everybody is looking for the latest Caitlin Clark hating Angel Reese scenario. It is 2026. They very clearly, again, they're very clearly fine with each other. And by that, I mean, like, in a working capacity, they are fine with each other. They can play on the same team together. Their goals are aligned, which is winning. And on the court, I do think minutes both of them play are going to be good minutes. Like, I still think Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, I think Caitlin and Paige are two best players in this team. And it's so funny people saying it now. And I'm like, oh yeah, these are the best players in the team. I've been saying this for months. There are TikTok videos of me being like, oh, Caitlin and Paige should both be stars. I know Paige, Chelsea Gray has to start point guard. And they were like, Jackie Young. I'm like, no, Paige and Caitlin are better than both of them. They're better than both of them. Like, they're like, oh, Paige and Caitlin are too young. I'm like, what do you mean they're too young? They're 24 years old. Like, they're 24 years old. How, like, LeBron had 2 MVPs by 24. Or do you have 1 MVP in a set? Like, LeBron had, I'm pretty sure LeBron had top 5 finishes in MVP voting by the time he was 24. Oh wait, Olympics had already, like, LeBron was what, 23 at the 08 Olympics? Was 22 at the 08 Olympics? Like, that is what we're talking about here. Like, and that was LeBron's second Olympics. It was LeBron's second Olympics. Or maybe he was 23. I can't remember. Is LeBron born in 1985 or 84? Either way, he was younger and he was playing his second Olympics. Like, these players are very close to their primes. And I don't know why people are like, oh, they're young, so they have to earn their spots. Like, man, why is a Team USA team picking a team of post prime players and leaving players entering their prime ride the damn bench? At the end of the day, yeah, it's much easier for Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers to break into the actual starting five because the guards situation, they're already the two best guards in the league. Like, Angel Reese is tougher because she's competing with Stewie, Fee, and Aja for those minutes, which she's not going to win. She's not going to start just due to that. That being said, like, this right here is nothing. They're both going to be on the Olympic team. No question about that. They're both going to be on that Olympic team in 2028. They're both going to be on the World Cup team. My expectations is that Fee, Stewie, and Aja don't play at the World Cup. That is my expectations. Depending on how condensed the season is. Look, depending on how condensed the season is, there's a world where Caitlin Clark doesn't play in the World Cup. Like, that is a legit possibility, which is kind of shit because I'm going to the World Cup. But there's a world where that happens. Shout out business expenses. So worst case scenario, it's an L company expense going to this. But like, at the end of the day, you're looking at this and people are making such a big deal out of something that in the grand scheme of things is absolutely nothing.